shoes. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't.
What are we playing this for?
Now that's Nina Simone, right?
Is it? Yes.
Now I've just been sent a book. It's called What Happened, Miss Simone. And I'm afraid it details the chaotic and rather sad and dishevelled life of Nina Simone.
Oh, really?
Do you remember Nina Simone as a kid?
No. I never knew her as a kid.
No. Well, you must have heard her music as a kid.
Well, no. I thought you meant did I know her as a kid?
No, you idiot. Of course you didn't know her. But, I mean...
Well, where did she grow up?
Were you aware of Nina Simone's music? You're trying to be thick now, right?
You said, did I know her as a kid?
Well, did you know of her music? If I said to you, did you know the Beatles?
Do you mean when I was a kid?
Yeah.
I thought you meant when she was a kid.
No, you idiot. If I said to you, did you know the Beatles as a kid?
Clear.
If I said to you, did you know the Beatles as a kid? You'd say, yeah, of course I do. I their LPs. That's what I'm saying.
I've known about the Beatles all my life.
No, then.
I would say the first time I heard Nina Simone's name, I would say I was probably a bit older, actually, because it's not the sort of thing that you hear when you're a child.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I would say that the first time I heard of her was probably when I was in my maybe late teens, early 20s. Yeah. Because her music would have been, drawn to my attention.
She was one of, apparently, the biggest post-war American, jazz musicians or something, or stars or whatever.
Well, as a singer, yeah, she was, yeah.
Is that right?
Very famous.
Anyway, unfortunately...
It was her, Ella Fitzgerald, all those kind of people.
Yes, that's right. She had a bit of a chaotic life. She used to regularly threaten strangers with guns or knives.
Really?
Strangers.
Really?
Yeah. She had disastrous tastes in men. She used to either go out or marry men who used to beat her up on a regular basis. Her violent outbursts, her drinking and drug taking, her reckless spending, and a fraught relationship with her daughter, Lisa, who now has a singing career of her own, made her vulnerable to all sorts of problems, scandals, and upsets in her life.
Well, I mean, quite often some of these singers have tragic lives. I mean, remember Billie Holiday? Billie Holiday had a pretty tragic life.
Yeah, she became like a drunk, didn't she?
Well, she was, she was drug addict, she was drunk, but she came from a very, difficult background. Yeah. She had terrible ties with men as well. I mean, I think it goes with the territory.
Anyway,
or it did in those days, anyway.
I think you're right. Nina Simone eventually went to Liberia and lived there.
Did she?
Yeah, because she said that
Not far from old Ponzo the chimp.
Well, that's actually true, because she reckons that was, where the origins of her family, who were slaves, had come from. Right. So she wanted to go and find out all about her roots, which is, a very commendable thing.
Indeed.
But then the problem is, she had a bizarre love affair with a local dignitary. It ended in humiliation and recrimination.
Oh dear.
Yeah. She thought she was going to marry the Prime Minister of Barbados, Errol Barrow.
What was he doing in Liberia?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Right.
But that all went wrong.
Yeah.
And they then went to Switzerland, France and the Netherlands to try and find somebody to get married, apparently. Yeah. But that never happened. So she flitted around the globe, pursued by her demons, making life miserable for promoters who never knew she was going to turn up for a show.
Yeah.
We work with people like that,
we do. But you sort of need, I think, people in showbiz like that. I mean, the Brits were on last night, and Adele won a load of awards.
Yeah, she did. Wasn't it brilliant?
Got into trouble for swearing. But, I mean, there's not much of that kind of madness around too many, stars these days. And I think you need a bit of that, don't you?
I suppose you do, actually, yeah. Anyway, by the late 50s, drink and drugs had become part of her daily life.
Yeah.
She was trying LSD as early as the late 1950s, when she was only a teenager.
Yeah.
She acquired a severe cocaine habit at the same time.
Right.
And she already had signs of mental instability. It didn't go well for her, I'm afraid.
No, I'm afraid not. What a great singer. And what a great sort of legacy she left behind.
Well, I think you're right. She married a guy who was so violent to her that he put her in hospital on a regular basis.
Dear me.
But she said he was the love of her life.
Yeah, well.
Here we go.
Victims of domestic violence often say that.
Yeah. Soon after they became engaged, the drunken man Stroud attacked...
Stroud?
Yeah, that was his name, was Stroud. I don't know, it's a weird old name, isn't it?
Not particularly, no. He's named after a place in Gloucester.
Oh, no, sorry, Andrew Stroud. He was.
Do you think that was his only name?
He's described as a macho.
Andrew Stroud.
Yeah, a macho former Harlem detective.
Oh, there you go.
So former cop.
Yeah.
Not these cops can be dodgy.
Yeah, they can.
And
I'll read you a few tweets that I've got in.
What do you mean?
I'll just read you a few tweets.
Well, I thought I'd tell you the story first.
I want to know the story.
All right,
I've
go
heard
on
too
then.
many